A burning question. What lies beyond the unseen? Is there something else, invisible in the universe, that we do not see? Early philosophies relied on what people could see with their eyes, yet they sensed there is more, beyond the visible, beyond nature, another realm. The Gospel of John proclaims this unseen reality truly, drawing from the revelation of Christ in eternity, before his incarnation and appearing on earth. This is why John speaks with certain distinctives. His style is calm, simple, and clear, unlike Mark's more vigorous, fast-moving style that stirs the emotions. John sets the truth before the listener with clarity and simplicity, inviting us to receive it quietly. For this reason, the Gospel of John has bewildered many. One may begin it and yet feel unable to finish because the unseen realm, the eternal pre-existence of the Lord, and the nature of divinity are mysteries upon mysteries, never exhausted by words. Consider the features of John's Gospel. First, it speaks with great clarity about four themes: the deity of Christ and the nature of God, the hypostasis, the persons of the Trinity, and their relationship to one another, the mystery of the Incarnation, the Word became flesh, and the mystery of redemption. God so loved the world that he gave his only Son. This is the axis of the Gospel. John teaches theology not with contention or debate, but by calmly stating realities. John also stands alone in recording discourses the others do not. For example, Jesus' conversation with Nicodemus about being born from above, of water and the Spirit. He uniquely preserves Jesus' teachings about the Paraclete, the Holy Spirit, in chapters 14 through 16. These deep discourses move us and lead us into the realm of theology and into fullness. Another distinctive, John is the gospel of love. He often refers to himself as the disciple whom Jesus loved, but the theme is larger: the love of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. God's love for humanity, God so loved the world, and the mutual love to which we are called, love one another. Thus, John is the gospel of love, divine love, God's love for humankind, and human love for one another. Matthew, Mark, and Luke focus largely on the Lord's ministry in Galilee, the northern region. Much of their teaching and many miracles unfold in Capernaum and the towns of Galilee, and they write of Jerusalem mainly in the final week. John, by contrast, tells us much about Christ's ministry in Jerusalem, things the earlier evangelists do not record. He notes that Christ went up many times, and mentions 3 Passover feasts he attended in Jerusalem. He even shows Jesus ministering before John the Baptist was handed over, whereas the synoptics highlight the ministry after John had been delivered up. John alone records certain miracles and moments: the wedding at Cana in Galilee and the turning of water into wine, the raising of Lazarus, and the washing of the disciples' feet. He includes these because through such events, he wants to convey the very person of Christ. Not merely information or history, but Christ himself through his deeds, whether miracle, event, or word. You'll also notice John does not present the parables in their familiar synoptic form. No sower, wheat and tares or leaven. Nor does he narrate certain events: the birth in Bethlehem, the transfiguration, the temptation in the wilderness, the ascension, or the institution formula of the Lord's Supper. He omits them because they were already known from the other Gospels, though he alludes to their meaning. He says, "We saw his glory," and he writes, "The Word became flesh." He does not narrate Jesus' baptism by John, but records John's testimony about Jesus. He does not quote, "He took bread and broke it," but tells how that night, having loved his own, he loved them to the end, rose from supper, took a towel, and washed the disciples' feet. There are then things John records that are not in the others, and things he does not record because they were already given elsewhere. A small yet striking observation. John returns again and again to 4 key verbs: believe, know, live, and love. As if to say, faith must know the truth. Faith grounded in knowledge leads to life, and that life is lived in love. These 4 belong together: to believe, to know, to live, and to love. John's Gospel is also known for a repeated formula when Christ speaks. Truly, truly, I say to you. Christ does not merely speak truth, he utters truth itself, because he is the truth. I am